Hey everyone, it's Pixelade here and welcome back to the channel. So this video is going to be all about Paralives. You know, a Paralives update has been long overdue from me to you, and now with Life by You off of the map, unfortunately, I would say that Paralives reigns as the new supreme in upcoming indie life simulation, but I think if we're being honest, Paralives has always reigned as the supreme even when Life by You was on the map. No tea, no shade. So I guess nothing is changing there. If anything, more of the focus is definitely going to be on Paralives, and I've been meaning to cover the latest and greatest from the development team, so we have many updates to cover today. The first thing that I want to talk about is an update that was posted 23 hours ago on the official Paralives Twitter account, and there's also a brand new public Patreon post. They ask, do you build with or without a grid? Use our toggle to easily switch from one to the other. One thing that I really want to comment on with this video is how pleasing and satisfying the sounds are in this game, especially in build mode while walls are being placed down. These sounds are music to my ears. Very satisfying, very pleasing to the ear, and I'm not sure if we've seen much of the UI for build mode. Honestly, I can't remember because it's been a while since I've covered Paralives build mode especially, but I'm really liking how simplistic everything looks. The ability to increase or decrease which floor you're on is available to select at the top right, and there's also an eyedropper tool and what I believe to be the sledgehammer. It is just a hammer, but I'm thinking it's likely the same tool. There are icon selectors for placing walls, adding wallpaper, doors, windows, stairs, fences, and more at the top left, and buttons with different colors if you of course want to enter into buy mode, and there even appears to be a room button as well. I'm assuming to place whole rooms, and I'm guessing the magnifying glass means that you're going to actually be able to search with text. I really like the fact that you're gonna actually be able to place walls and create rooms completely off the grid. Shell challenges in Paralives are going to be insane. There are so many little tiny details too, like the ability to see actual measurements. You know, there are angles being presented when you're placing these walls. You can still see the grid when you're placing, even if you're placing off the grid, which I do like, and you can even see the distances of the walls themselves that you're putting down. So you don't actually have to count how many wall tiles you've placed. It's going to give you a distance, so you can just use that number to replicate that again if you wanted to make a wall the same distance on both sides. Now this is something that we've already learned previously, but the unit numbers that you're seeing on your screen can actually be adjusted as well. We actually learned this pretty early on, so if you don't want to use the metric system and you live in the United States, you are more than welcome to use the imperial system as well. There are going to be unit conversions in game. I even like how with the grid off, it still gives you that predictive line of where you need to place a wall in order for it to line up with another one, so you don't even have to have the grid on, honestly. There are going to be smart guides that help you connect walls to each other. And another little tiny detail I really like too is when you're actually clicking and holding and dragging a wall to place it, there are little controls that pop up at the bottom right just above the clock that tell you exactly what to press in order to either cancel out or enable or disable certain tools. For example, pressing Alt enables no snap, and pressing Shift will divide the size of the grid. So let's learn all about the new wall tool plus grid in the new build mode catalog interface in a brand new public Patreon post. So they announced that they are going to have internal playtests starting soon, which is very exciting. They write, we need needed to give a big push on missing build mode features and make tweaks here and there where we knew people might have some issues. Here are some of these new features and tweaks. So we have the grid. We love our gridless build tools and we've been using them for years now. This new grid feature is an addition that just gives more choices to the players and allows more precision while building. We want the whole build mode experience to be enjoyable whether you use the grid option or not, and everything will work no matter how your home is built. So by default, the grid will be aligned with the road closest to your lot so you can build something that follows the street. Building a house with the grid can be faster if you just want some basic shapes. Curved walls work with it too. We also want the grid to be flexible and allow for even more possibilities when trying to build that dream home. If you build something in gridless mode, you can change the grid to fit with any wall of your house, thus allowing you to build everything else using the orientation of that wall. You can also adjust its size if you want. So you can change the orientation of the grid itself. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a builder's paradise. I mean, we already knew that, but the more that they reveal and the more that they show, the more apparent it's becoming. If you hold shift on your keyboard, you can make the grid smaller while using it, so you can have more precision if needed. Tweaking the grid mid-build to support different angles and sizes of grid cells. This is just the beginning of our grid adventures. We'll be tweaking the look, fixing some bugs, but I'm already a big fan. So there have been some build mode user face improvements, which they have shown off here. Things do look different from the last time we saw. We've already rehauled how build mode looks, going from an interface with a lot of text spread across the screen and very small icons to something more visually pleasing, compact, and easier to navigate. The difference is clear. I definitely love this a lot more, but it still keeps that indie style, that indie feeling of the game itself. So they haven't forgotten where they've come from, but they're just improving and making it easier to use and navigate. So there are lots of things to take notice of here. Previously, there were menu items at the bottom of the screen, the stamp-like buttons at the top, the big text labels, and multiple levels on the side, the red labels. Now things are better organized in the top bar and the subcategories are all at the same place. There is much less text. We'll be working to make sure the icons are representative enough, and there are going to be tooltips if you're unsure what an icon is for what at the beginning. Based on the feedback received during our playtest, we'll change the categories and functions of that interface as needed. We'll also be tweaking the item's thumbnail style, size, and more as things go along. I cannot wait until they start getting playtest feedback. Things are just going to continue to improve. I mean, we're already seeing major improvements through time, so this is only going to make things better. And also, you know, eventually when we get to early access, which begins next year, guys, it's amazing that we finally have like a date in terms of a year that we can look forward to. So of course, when that comes and simmers start getting their hands on the game, the feedback is going to come pouring in, and I'm sure that even more is going to improve with time. We also created a big tooltip when you hover items to get more information like their price and more. We have a lot of ideas about cool things we can do there. So we're also going to be covering a brand new batch of Paramaker items, even more hairstyles, clothes, accessories, and lipsticks in this video. This was an update from June 13th, so not too long ago, just a little over a week ago now. So let's talk about what is new and coming with Paralives in this latest Paramaker update. We have new additions, gloves and teeth variations, of course, accessories, clothing, hairstyles. So we're starting with a brand new hairstyle, a cute ponytail made by Leia. A more modern approach to the bowl cut, very stylish. I love the piercings here, and I love the gradient colors too. We have a short wavy haircut for a simple yet efficient look, and we have a nice turban. You can even choose the color of the cloth that you see peeking out of the turban on the parafolk's forehead. I think they're doing a really good job here of making sure that these hairstyles and their textures actually match the art style of the parafolk themselves and, you know, the art style of the game as a whole. And don't worry guys, there are going to be improvements the more that we progress. It's only going to look better and better through time. So this is definitely not the final look of what parafolks and their clothing, hair, and accessories will look like. We are still pretty pretty early on. Early access is, I would say, a year away or more than a year away at this point, so we have a lot of time to go. We have different variations of glasses in the Paramaker, a smartwatch for a more modern look, 3 types of gloves, silk, wool, and mitten. Okay. Ripped fishnets, a perfect addition to your grunge outfit, more vintage inspired tights with a seam along the back of the legs, and wool tights perfect to look cute in the winter, and of course, keep your parafolks warm. It is now that we have some new teeth in Paralives as well. They're introducing braces that can be recolored, and on the right, teeth with a middle gap. So your parafolks will be able to have a gap. That's adorable. So now on to clothing. A shirt with rolled sleeves, appropriate for a more casual work look. I love the details and the folds on this one. At long last, a cozy hoodie that I can spend the rest of my life in, available with patterns and overlays. We have some new dresses, of course, made by the one and only Leia. This cute black dress is perfect for a chic look. A longer dress for a more summery vibe. And if you're going for a party look, you can try on this dress with lace and a tutu. We have many different variations of shoes that are being added as well. Flat shoes for a comfy and cute look, available with or without the strap in case you have a preference. We have sandals, guys. Sandals for summer hikes and some slippers. And last but not least, a look at lipsticks. Because we love makeup and we know you guys do too, we added a bunch of lipstick variations in the game. We got some with contour, bi-color, shiny, glitter, more faded, metallic, and so much more. Various lipsticks you are bound to find a perfect fit for every one of your outfits. So Paralives also showed off a brand new soundtrack song. I did listen to this when they first posted it, but I'm not going to actually post the track on this video. Of course, if you want to check it out, I will have a link down in the description box below that takes you to their Twitter where you can listen to the full track yourself. But they show off a really cute children's bedroom, or I guess I should say a toddler's bedroom, with this soundtrack playing, and I really like the vibes of the soundtrack and what they're going for. It's very calm and very cozy, definitely going along with the aesthetic of the game. So far, I'm loving everything that I'm seeing. I'm also really obsessed with that checkerboard rug. I really like that. I think that's so cute, and I love the giraffe as well. And we even got a new preview at how smooth the bed sheet animation is. So even seeing some improvements over with things in live mode as well. I don't know why, but just seeing that bed sheet animation reminded me of that one animation from Life by You. I know this is not about Life by You. Okay, Life by You is living rent free in my mind, even though I said that we're done with Life by You. You might have to ignore me on that one because I can't help but think of how absolutely atrocious that one gif is of the Life by You character getting in bed and the sheets doing what they did and the way the character was moving. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my gosh. I tried so hard not to speak on that, but I'm sorry. I have to. That was so bad. This definitely looks miles better. Oh my gosh. Thank God. So that's going to be it from me today for this video. Those are all the updates we received so far in June. I don't know if we're going to be receiving any more or much more, but of course, when there is more, I will be making another video for you guys. I just wanted to get you guys up to date with some of the latest and greatest in Paralives, of course. Again, early access starting sometime next year. They're still sticking with that 2025 early access window, so I don't know if it's going to be Q1 or closer to Q4, but they are thinking we are going to see that sometime next year. So share your thoughts down below on what you guys think of this latest update and what you think of the game as a whole and how it's progressing. And if you have any suggestions or things that you would like to see changed or tweaked, definitely list them down in the comments below, and also let them know over on their Patreon or on their Twitter accounts. I will have a link to their Patreon also below. I try to tell you guys, and I have been for years, your support is moving this game along quicker. It only helps the team. So if you can, if you have a little extra, head over to their Patreon, support them, support their development. I believe they just took on another new member, so their team is still growing. Things are going well. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care and happy life simming. Bye everyone.